Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through all the books that I read in June. The first book I read and finished is Love Star by Andri Snær Magnusson. This is an Icelandic novel translated to English by Victoria Cribb. It's a science fiction satire that I've been describing as basically Black Mirror meets 1984 meets A Brave New World via the absurdity of Douglas Adams, or perhaps you could say like a book like Good Omens, where it's just bonkers. That's this book in a nutshell. I do have a full review of this coming soon, so I won't be saying any more about it. Next book I finished was another Icelandic novel, but this is from 1,000 years or more ago. So this is, well, I don't think it's actually 1,000, like, it's a tale as old as time, let's just say that. And that is the Saga of the Volsungs. This is written by someone, somewhere in the past, nobody knows. But this edition is translated by Jesse E. Bayek. And this was actually something I read for my very casual book club that I'm currently trying to run, which is the Saga Book Club. And so again, I'll be having a full review of this on the channel and on the Instagram for Saga Book Club coming soon. I have too much to do and not enough time. Great fun, very mythical, very much. I mean, this edition of the story is actually part of a collection of old legends and stories that allegedly inspired, but most likely definitely did inspire J.R. Tolkien. I will be probably getting into that into my review as well, like the elements in this that you can see reflected in things like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. I'm also currently reading Cursed Bunny. I haven't finished it yet. I've read quite a few stories in this. I think I'm on... What story am I on? Scars. I'm on... Oh right, so I've read most of the stories, but I'm on like the longest one of the collection, I think. So far, my favourite stories have been... They're the ones that have very kind of folklore-ish elements in them. So Cursed Bunny and Snare have been my favourites so far, because there's elements of Korean folklore, shamanism, and just they feel like fairy tales, but the kind of old school freaky fairy tales right up my street. A lot of people for some reason don't like this book. I don't think every story is exceptional. It's just easy to read, a lot of them, and they're just a bit weird. Like, for example, The Head, that feels very like, I don't know, absurd, creepy, but it almost feels like it's talking about like women in society and how youth and things like that are sort of put higher above everything. So when you look at beauty standards in Korean society, it kind of makes the story become a bit more tangible in a way, like the fact that I don't really know how to explain this. Like there's things about capitalism, corruption. It's a very Korean book because it is written by a Korean author for Korean people. It just happens to be translated into English for everyone else around the world. So it's the same kind of thing with this book. There's elements in it that you wouldn't get unless you're Icelandic or you've done lots of in-depth research. I dabbled a bit with research about some poetry that is referenced in this, but it's not a cultural element that I'm familiar with, so then it doesn't necessarily translate to me. I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. I think it's an interesting read. And then I've also been rereading Lord of the Rings, but on audiobook this time. And the audiobook is narrated by Andy Serkis, who is phenomenal at narrating the stories of Middle-earth. For one, because he's the voice of Gollum, so I can't wait until we actually meet Gollum in Lord of the Rings, because it's just going to be insane. So far, I think I'm at the Prancing Pony at the moment. Which is cute, because the other day I found a mug on eBay, which is has the logo of the Prancing Pony, and I bid on it. I got it for like £3. Insane. Brand new in a box. Hello. But yeah, it's just kind of amusing that currently I'm at the Prancing Pony, and I'm waiting for a Prancing Pony coffee mug. Who am I? Anyway, I love Lord of the Rings. I think it's exceptional. It's like my favourite thing ever. I joke about it all the time, but it's like 90% of my personality. Yeah, it's one of the most exciting and, I don't know, like life-changing books I've ever read. And obviously like the movies as well, like they're a formative part of my childhood. Like I remember watching the movies at home when I was small and just being obsessed with the idea of fantastical worlds, elves, Aragorn. I had a crush on him when I was like 8 years old. Still think he's the most magnificent specimen of not even the human race because he doesn't exist. But yeah, and then the books kind of sparked something in me as well. Like I read The Hobbit when I was a kid, loved it, and again it just seeped into my imagination, and yeah, it's like part of the fabric of my tapestry. Yeah, so that has been my June wrap up. Thanks for watching. These are going to be really short from now on because I just don't have the time to record half-an-hour rambles. Thank you for watching. Give me a like, subscribe, do whatever, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.